And boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Angel PT, and for today what I have in here is Layers of Fear 2. So this game it is still developed by the same team as the first game, the MBoard team, and it is using Unreal Engine 4. So yeah, I don't have too much to talk about this game, to be honest. This seems like an horror game with some couple of puzzles, not much to be honest. And also, well, just some notes, and it's pretty much a walking simulator with just some jump scares. So this is the graphical settings where you can set your graphical settings. This is all you can choose, but most of the stuff doesn't really affect the performance too much aside from screen space and bit occlusion. And every time you just enter on advanced settings, the game returns to custom, but nonetheless, my recommended settings for this game, it is, if you have this PC, it is just to put the game entirely maxed out, because the difference between high and medium settings in frame rate and graphics quality, it is quite small. Although when you choose low settings, the game defaults to 50% of resolution scaling, which makes it look bad, but it runs with good frame rate. So the requirements for this game, it is an AMD A8 7600. I think our CPU it is more powerful. 5 gigs of RAM of minimum, this is unusual, and R7 265. So yeah, the graphic card it is pretty much the minimum requirements. So looking to the performance with the high and medium settings, I was able to get an average of 50 frames per second, so it wasn't really locked 60 frames per second, unfortunately. But if you decide to go with the low settings, you can expect a frame rate above 100 frames per second. Although this game it is quite unstable, it stutters a lot every time you enter a room. Sometimes you enter an elevator and the game starts to stream new assets because you are going to enter in a different level, and it tries to stream that on fly, and unfortunately you start to get a massive stuttering, and the frame rate just drops to something ridiculous. Like for example, with the low settings you are having like 120 frames per second, and suddenly the game starts to load something in the background and your frame rate just drops to 40 frames per second or 30. So it's really bad in that regard, and that's why I do recommend you to go with maximum settings, because those drops to 30 or 40 will happen whatever the settings that you are going to play the game. I'm not really sure if a more powerful CPU might be able to to make these streaming assets unnoticeable. I'm not really sure about that, but my experience with the Phenom II X4 and this game for now, it seems yes, a little bit rough in that area, and you will see that in this video. If you continue to watch, you will see some moments where the game frame rate goes to around 10 frames per second because it is starting to load stuff in the background. I think they could have optimized this a little bit better for the streaming assets, and I don't see too much CPU usage, so if I have to guess, I would say that this game it is barely making using of any multi-core or dual core or third core or 4 cores of your CPU. I think that most of these games seems to be developed just using pretty much one core, a single core. I don't think the team knows how to balance load or creating softer ways for these streaming assets to work, and it is really shameful in my opinion. But aside from that, and again, this game it is pretty much a walking simulator with puzzles and an horror story, and above all, which I think it is good, it is the graphics. The graphics are amazing. I think the sets, it is really amazing. It looks like Titanic, and all the detail put into the materials and the lighting and shadows, it is really outstanding. The sounds, it is also amazing, I have to give them that. And the game is not really that expensive. The game costs $24.99. I think it's a very good price. You can get through Kinguin if you want. There is a link on the description of the video. You should be able to get the game a little bit more cheaper in the future through Kinguin than on Steam. Although if you want to support better the developers, always buy through through license stores like Steam, Greenman Gaming, Humble Store. All these stores are super legit, and I think they are really good. Alright, so guys, I think for now, that's all that I want to talk about Layers of Fear 2. I didn't export too much of the game, it's not really my cup of tea, but I'm pretty sure that if you are watching this, you are interested in the game, and that's the reason why you're watching it. Alright, so guys, thank you very much for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
I think it's all an act.
The world's a stage, but the play is badly cast. There's always a way, a light in the darkness. Do you remember? Before the world told you who you should be, do you remember who you were? I will make you remember.
I believe in you. Wake up, Mr. Hardy. We've got to get out of this godforsaken prison before we rot.